Hey, what's up, everyone? I hope everybody is good. Welcome back here, guys. If you're new here, I would like to welcome you. You're very welcome here. My name's Gloria, and this is 1,000 Shades of Glow. On this channel, we love everything lifestyle. We do skincare, we do food, we love fragrances, we love everything to do with life. All right, okay. And by the way, if you have not subscribed and you've been watching me, please remember to subscribe today. Yeah, guys, I'm heading to 1,000. I'm counting down to 1,000. I've got 50 more subscribers to go. Please help support this channel by subscribing. Leave me a comment. Give us a like. Right, okay, somebody asked me to share my favorite Lattafa fragrances. We're going to start with this one here. And this is the quintessential Miss Camera. Yeah, very viral, very well loved. So Camera is a boozy vanillic fragrance. It is very famous for having a very a strong apple pie. For me, it feels like apple syrup. When you cook down apples with sugar, with brown sugar, with cinnamon, with nutmeg, that kind of syrup that you can pour on pancake and French toast. That's what this smells for me. Very vanillic, very boozy. She's also got a note of tuberose. She's got a Kigala wood and ma. There's leather note, I think suede in here. Yeah, but overall you get a nice, sweet, very syrupy, boozy apple pie vibe. It's very woody in the dry down with a slight hint of some resins there. Very popular, very well loved. Yeah, just wonderful things to say about this. Now, there are some people who are put off by the sweetness here and the syrupiness. Obviously, not everybody goes for this sort of vibe. But if you like boozy, spicy, woody, vanillic, yeah, all that, you will find it in Camera. And that was Camera by Lattafa. Still on boozy, we've got this one here, and this one is Mohra. And Mohra has, among other notes, it has dried fruits, saffron, it has leather and blood orange, amber and cedar. Whereas Camera is like an apple pie, a very sweet, syrupy apple pie. This one is, it has a Christmassy, mild wine sort of flavor. Imagine sitting at Christmas time or any other winter night. You've got some mild wine there with dried fruits in there, the blood orange, the bergamot in there, and you've got those beautiful wafts of that beautiful fruits in the mild wine, sitting in front of a wood fire where you're burning cedar wood and pine cones, and then you throw in a little bit of incense in there. You've got all this beautiful smoke, the smell of the fruit, the dried fruits and the mild wines. You get the gist. This smells very, it's a boozy, but it's like a very deep, rich, boozy, fruity fragrance. Overall, a very stunning fragrance. One of my favorite Lattafas, this one. This one is inspired, I think, by Halfeti, both Halfeti and I think Halfeti Cedar. I can't say that this one is quite similar. It's not like a proper clone. Obviously, they never are like proper clones, but it is actually quite similar to Halfeti Cedar, in my opinion. Okay, and that was Mohra. This is good performance. The last time I talked about this one, I felt like the longevity had not been very good on skin. I felt like it lasted much longer on clothes and hair. But I have to say that after I've given it time to kind of sit down and mature and kind of just do its thing, performance has greatly improved. Good performance. Yeah, sillage, good. Voila. Yeah. So that was Mohra. Our next one, guys, is Faka Rose. Faka Rose is a fruity floral. Okay. This one has fruits. It has fruit notes and pomegranate. It has the usual white floral notes. It has rose and peony, vanilla. It's a sweet, creamy floral. Tuberose and rose are like, you know, they're polarizing notes for a lot of people. but I have to say this one is a nice play for tuberose. It's not too strong, and it's accompanied by those white floral notes. Very beautiful floral with a strong grapey vibe to it. And I find that this is very, very wearable. This one kind of reminds me of fragrances like Poison by Dior. If you like Poison by Dior, if you like fragrances that have that kind of a tuberose and plummy, sort of plummy, tuberosy kind of vibe. Performance is average, I would say. Yeah, projection, longevity, maybe around, I will say around 6 hours. Faka Rose. And here we have Oud Mood. And Oud Mood is another one that is a favorite of a lot of people. A lot of people love Oud Mood. And for me, this is one of the very first Lattafas alongside camera that I ever wore. And as you can see, my dent, I don't usually get, I have a lot of fragrances, and when you see that kind of a dent, you know that this fragrance is being worn, like seriously being worn. Voila. This one has rose and saffron and pimiento, and it opens slightly spicy with the pimiento, the saffron. You pick up the pimiento, the saffron, but you also pick up the oud. Yeah, it does tone down, and the rose begins to manifest much more. A slightly sweet, slightly almost like a slightly gourmand touch. But the progression of this one is very beautiful. It becomes a nice warm velvety rose alongside the oud. The oud is a strong oud, but it's not dominant. Very nice, very velvety. I especially appreciate the dry down of this one. Some people find the opening quite bold and sharp and too strong, but it does tone out, and it becomes a beautiful rose oud that is velvety, that's very beautiful, very well blended. No animalic touches in this one, which I really do appreciate. Yeah, for people who love rose oud combos that are not too much over with the dominant oud or with animalic touches, this one is beautiful. So this has good performance. It's got a nice quiet elegance to it in the dry down. So yeah, that was Oud Mood by Lattafa. Now there's something similar to this one, both of them by Lattafa, and I'm confused as to why they made this almost similar scent. Yeah, okay, and that is Sheikh Al Shuyuk. This is the Luxe Edition. Sheikh Al Shuyuk feels to me like it's a repackaged Oud Mood. They are very similar, maybe with some slight hints and little nuances and hints that are more stronger or toned down, but this is very similar to Oud Mood right down to the nose. It has cinnamon, saffron, it has patchouli, woodsy nose, it has vanilla, ambroxan, you name it. I feel like this is another grown-up rose oud that people might feel like it's a bit more mature. There's something animalic, there's a tone of animalic to this oud that might put some people off who don't like animalic touches and notes. Yeah, but it remains a beautiful, elegant rose oud combo, slightly sweet with that caramel, the vanilla, beautiful patchouli, a very beautiful patchouli in here, moderate sillage. Yeah, it has great longevity. Like I said, these two are by Lattafa. They are very similar, and you do not need to buy the two of this. If you have got that one, you don't need this one. If you have this one, you don't need this one. All right? Okay. Next one, we are moving on to Gourmand. And we have this beautiful Oud Alusion Unlimited. And Oud Alusion Unlimited is a coconut scent that has a citrusy notes. It opens with citrusy notes. It's got coconut, it's got pineapple. It has a floral notes of jasmine and ylang ylang and frangipani, the usual. It's also got vanilla and musk and sandalwood. Now this one starts out nice, and it has a burst of sharp citrusy freshness, and then after the citrusy notes die down, the pineapple and the coconut begin to manifest. And it's a nice, well balanced. The balance between the coconut and the pineapple is great. I feel like the coconut is it's not like a very domineering, strong, overwhelming coconut. It's very well blended with the pineapple, and it kind of reminds me of a drink. Okay, this one, I find it very light, very watery, sort of like a tropical punch, or like a tropical drink of a mix of citrusy notes of lime and lemon and coconut and pineapple. Imagine a drink, a coconut drink with all those notes that I have mentioned in a pineapple. You know those pineapples that they hollow out and then they put the drink inside, and then they've decorated it with like a little flower or something, like a little bit of a jasmine or a ylang-ylang flower there. So you're drinking the drink, but you're still getting a hint of a bit of a floral note. And sometimes you feel it smells like somebody that has just come out of the shower, that has showered, is fresh and clean. They have used the shampoo, like coconut shampoo on their hair. So this one, I feel like it has like a lot of manifestations. It goes from smelling like a gourmand into smelling like a suntan lotion, into smelling like a bit of a shampoo, a nice shampoo. But I don't feel like it's very soapy. I would not say it's soapy. But yeah, I feel like it strikes a very fine balance between being a shampoo, a suntan lotion, or a tropical drink. This one has very beautiful summer vibes. I am going to enjoy wearing this one in the summer. I will see how it works for the summer. I want to talk about this one in a next video when I'm doing summer fragrances. But it's one Lattafa that I do recommend, especially for the summer season, for spring and summer. Spring, but especially summer. And that was Kaid Al Fusion by Lattafa. Our next one, guys, is Nibras. And Nibras is an amber vanilla. This one is also another favorite of a lot of people. Very, very popular. Yeah, this one opens with some red berries and mandarin orange. A very nice fruity opening. And then it proceeds into the notes of cocoa, vanilla, and tonka bean. It reminds me of a mint chocolate like Aero. If you know Aero, the chocolate bar, this kind of reminds me, there's something about it that reminds me of Aero, that chocolate bar, but at the same time, it feels like it's got some very strong cocoa butter vibes. Yeah, it's got a very strong nuttiness from the tonka, a nice full flavored cacao there that gives it that very strong chocolatey tone. It's nice, it's sweet, it's creamy, very, very creamy. Creamy chocolate, creamy. Nibras. Voila. Our next fragrance, guys, is this one. This is a Shaari. Shaari is a warm, woody fragrance. It opens very spicy opening with the pink pepper and the saffron. And then the rose comes through, and then the woods come through. The woods do come to the fore very quickly. This one has a very strong orris root. It has very strong juniper berries, very strong pink peppers, really strong woody tones. I don't get the leather note, but the woody notes are very strong. So it's a warm, spicy, woody fragrance that has a vanilla in it, and it's a strong vanilla. This fragrance reminds me of Baby Cat. It's not a clone. It's not even like, it's not a clone of Baby Cat or even Rifa Cat, but it's a woody. If you love woody vanillas, like Baby Cat, like Celine's Black Tie, that kind of vanilla that has a lot of woody notes, this one is for you. Now, towards dry down, they're not very, very similar in the dry down, but once you spray it, it kind of reminds me slightly, for a fraction of a second, it reminds me of Baby Cat. It retains its warmth, but it's a very, very strong, woody, warm, vanillic fragrance. Another one that I highly recommend, This is a great performance overall, and that is Shaari. And by the way, Shaari is the Arabic for poetry. So poetry by Lattafa. And here we have Rugar Intense. And I know a lot of people love Rugar, the other Rugar. This is a much more intense version. And to be honest, this is my favorite Rugar. And this one is a very intense, woody, warm, smoky, incensey, woody fragrance. This is another one that has caramel and garlic wood and oud. It has vanilla, it has incense, oak moss, it's got oud, it's got caramel. It's like a very deep, dark, warm, smoky, sugary woods. Yeah, it has sugar as well. Caramelly, incense. It's got a lot going on, and a lot of people might find this one like a little bit too much and a little bit too intense. I love this one, especially for cold weather, in winter, in autumn when it's cold. It's a nice, beautiful, warm fragrance that kind of wraps you around like a heavy, warm blanket. This one has great performance, incredible. I will say incredible performance. I will give this over 12 hours. This is a great comfort scent. Voila. So that was a Rugar Oud Intense. Our next and final one is Amil Oud. Yeah, this one has woody notes. It has oud and agar wood. It has sugar and vanilla and herbal notes. Very sweet, very sugary, very woody, very smoky, incensey, has got a campfire vibe to it. This one has been likened or maybe inspired by the fireplace, which I have. They have similarities. Yeah, this one may be not as fiery and as campfirey as by the fireplace, but it's also very smoky, very resinous, but with a touch of green herbal. The performance of this fragrance, it doesn't have like a big huge projection, but it does stay on. This will last for over 8 hours. If you leave it to mature and kind of do its thing, the oud becomes much stronger here. So this is like a little magic potion in a bottle that's smoky, sweet, woody, dark, you name it. And that is Amil Oud Intense. Voila. Please remember to subscribe, leave me a comment. If you can share this video, that will help me grow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers very soon. And until next time, guys, God bless you and ciao.